All right, let's wait to see if some people join. This is gonna be the same thing we do every Tuesday. Juicy Feel Good. Hi Zoe. Hi guys. So this is gonna be a 30-minute, Juicy Feel Good sesh. We'll see how long Birdie lasts because she is in my mat space. You're not gonna need any props today. And our theme this week for Good Time Pilates is core and balance. So we are gonna kind of play with that a little bit. But remember, you can always come back down to grounded movement if that feels better. So we are actually gonna start standing. If someone wants to send me like a little heart or something just to make sure you guys can hear me okay. And then we're gonna go ahead and start standing just at one edge of your mat. I think everything should be good. So finding your feet just beneath your heels. Take your hands around your rib cage. Thank you. And let your eyes soften to a close. Bend your knees just a little bit to kind of feel your ribs sink a little bit into the bowl of your pelvis, right? Let your eyes close. Let your jaw go slack. With your thumbs around the back, fingertips around the front, take a nice deep inhale in through your nose. And a nice heavy exhale out through your mouth. Good, just finding this natural tiny sway that you get when standing tall with the eyes closed. Just the fluid kind of moving through your body, nothing to worry about. If you feel dizzy at all, of course, open those eyes. And then notice if you feel a different sensation as you inhale versus when you exhale. So as you take breath into your body, imagine that you are a balloon being filled up with air. Everything gets to expand evenly. And as you exhale, keeping the height, almost like you're hanging from the ceiling out through the crown of the head. Feel your waist narrow, but feel your heels root a little heavier into the floor. One more big breath like this. Good. Let your hands just drop down by your sides. Give your legs a little wiggle. Give your hands a little wiggle. If Birdie allows me, you're going to drop your chin towards your chest. Soften those knees and slowly start to forward fold. Feel your head hang towards the floor. Don't have to touch the floor just yet. Bend the knees as much as you want and push your weight slightly forward into your toes. Feeling a little bit of gravity, help draw your ribs away from your pelvis, getting that natural little separation between your vertebrae. You're going to bend those knees, hang a little heavier, and on your next exhale, letting the head hang off of your body, slowly start to restack that spine as you push into the heels. Feeling yourself arrive all the way up. Head is the last thing to lift from here. Big, juicy shoulder roll. Let the arms hang. We're going to do that one more time, chin to chest. Notice if you feel yourself skipping parts of your body, just give it all a little shake. Maybe even take your hands behind your head for a little added traction. Take an inhale in. Shift your weight slightly forward to your toes. Feel your abs kick on a little bit more. Feel your hamstrings get a little bit of a stretch. And then nice and slow on your next exhale, bend the knees even deeper. Draw that line up the center of your body with the tip of your nose. Unclench the jaw. Feel a little bit taller. This time as you arrive at the top, just reach your arms to the sky. Shoulders can hike to the ears. Feel your ribs lift even higher off of your pelvis, and then circle those arms back behind you and let the hands hang to the floor. Good. Give it all a little shake. You're going to take that forward fold again. This time you're going to walk yourself out into your high plank. So chin to chest. Bend the knees as much as you need. Find your hands to the floor. Walk yourself out into a high plank. Take a breath in. Flex your heels a little bit. Tilt your tail. Shine your chest slightly forward and wrap those biceps forward. Take an inhale in. On your next exhale, gently soften your knees. Untuck your toes and push back over your butt back over your heels, taking a little child's pose. Hi, baby. Let your knees open wide if you need that little deeper hip stretch. And then you're going to go ahead and find yourself on your butt. So once you find yourself on your butt, you're going to go ahead and plant your feet, knees up towards the sky, lay yourself all the way into the mat. Once you lay yourself all the way into the mat, just take your hands to your pelvis, palms to hip bones, fingertips to pubic bone. My love, you gotta get out of the way. Once you find yourself here, just go ahead and start to gently find your pelvic rocks. So on an inhale, holding that nice neutral position, feeling your full footprint of both feet heavy in the mat. And on your exhale, gently start to draw the hip bones in and up as you lengthen your low back across the floor. Take a breath in, notice if those thighs opened wide. If so, just try and squeeze that invisible ball slightly between your knees and then lengthen the front of the pelvis as you find neutral. We're gonna exhale pretty quickly here, so letting this be a bit of a low ab engagement as well as a little low back stretch. Starting to notice that the pelvis or the hip socket is moving around the thigh bones instead of your thigh bones moving with your pelvis. Head is heavy, let the chest be broad. Imagine the backs of the shoulders pressing quarters into the mat, keep them there. Last one. Good, as you release into neutral, you're gonna stay nice and neutral. Hands reach up towards the sky, give your shoulders a little roll up and back, and then interlace those hands behind your head. Pause. Once you are here, you're gonna take a big breath in. You're gonna open your elbows wide. You're gonna think of tipping just the left elbow up towards the sky. Head is still heavy in your palms, right elbow is pressing open. Inhale as you open that left arm back to the floor, and then tip your right elbow forward. Start to notice if you feel a little more tightness in one shoulder versus the other, if you feel your ribs starting to rotate slightly. You are simply opening and closing one elbow at a time. Imagine that they are wings trying to frame your face. Good, I'm a little bit tighter on that right side as I'm starting to notice. So no worries if you add that twist eventually. If that one side is a little bit tighter, it might be a little bit smaller, and that's a-okay. The next time you tip that left elbow slightly forward, hold, keeping your right elbow open. You're just gonna gently start to roll yourself over to the right as if your left elbow could touch your right elbow. Keep your left butt cheek grounded. Think about your ribs starting to rotate slightly. So left shoulder is off the floor, right elbow is still pressing down. You're then gonna open that left elbow all the way out, lay your head into your hands, nose up towards the sky. Right elbow is gonna lift up, frame your face. You're gonna try and rotate up and over as if the tips of your elbows could touch. Good, gently open back out. So your head is still heavy in your hands. Your gaze can turn towards the direction that you are folding, but you are keeping your hips nice and still, feeling just the deepest little twist from right underneath the ribs. Can you keep your neck relaxed here for 2 more? Good. Make sure you are nice and even on 1. You're gonna tip both elbows forward, both elbows up towards the sky. Head is super heavy in the hands, pressing down through the feet. Pelvis is neutral on your next breath. Nod and curl to the tips of the shoulder blades. Pause here. Let your head press back into your palms. Let your feet be a little heavier into the floor, and then gently lay your head right back down into the mat. Elbows open wide. Find a reach out through the tips of the elbows. Tip them forward. Nod and curl. Good. We're only going for 2 more, and then we're going to keep that upper abdominal curl, so you can, of course, keep your head down. As we progress, you can always stick with feet staying down on the floor. Just remember that as you take this last ab curl. The next time that you curl your head, neck, and shoulders up, let's stay there. Keeping that lift, you're going to find that twist again. So you're going to open your right elbow, just the elbow. Both hands are still behind the head. And then you're going to draw that right elbow forward. Left elbow widens, keeping your ab curl. Everything else stays the same. Close that left elbow. Going straight into that twist. Right elbow opens. Can you rotate up and over as if the tips of your elbows could touch as you twist? And then open that left elbow, twist back through center, framing your face. Find the left elbow widening. Twist up and over to the left. So I always think of like opening a cabinet door for some reason. My right elbow is opening wide like it's a cabinet door. And then my left elbow is another cabinet door that is closing as I twist over to the right. If that doesn't work for your brain, think of something else. If you just want to go for just a deep rotation up and over, take it. But notice if your pelvis goes with you. The true challenge here is to find that separation between ribs and pelvis. Last 2. Good. Making sure that chin is off of chest. Good. Final one. Make sure you are nice and square through center. Take a breath in, tap your head down, open the elbows wide. You're going to float your right leg to tabletop, left leg to tabletop. Find a breath. Elbows tip forward. Nod and curl to the tips of your shoulder blades. You're going to open that right elbow wide. Close it back in. Left elbow wide. Close it back in. Going for 4, keeping your nose towards navel, just finding a little stability here, warming up those obliques without the twist first. Last 3. Can your head stay just as heavy in the hands? Maybe you curl a little higher every time you tip the elbows forward. For 2. Make sure you are nice and square on 1. Elbows stay framing the face. Keep your head curled forward. Right leg extends long, high, at a diagonal. Breathe. Can you scoop the tips of the elbows up towards the sky a little bit more? Bend that knee in, curl a little higher. Left leg extends. Take a deep breath. Send it higher if you're feeling any low back strain. Notice if that right knee is creeping in. Slide it forward. Good. Everything else stays still as you send one leg long. Pull it back in, curl a little higher, chin off of chest, adjust those shoulders. Last 3. We find one last little burn in, adding in that twist in 2. Good, make sure you are square. The next time you extend your right leg nice and long, keep that right leg extended. Open the left elbow wide, close the right elbow to the left, take your deepest twist possible. You've created all of this space. You're going to find center, pull the right knee in, extend the left leg long, open the right elbow. Twist up and over to meet that right elbow, your deepest twist yet. Find center, pull that knee in. Smooth it out a little bit. Try and find that deep twist without letting the elbows move from the corners of your eyes. You're now just focusing on that deep rotation of the ribs. For 6. Whatever pace you are going at, slow it down by half. For 5. Can you find a little more oxygen into your body? Last 3, friends. And then we just take a set of pulses in your abs, get a moment of relief. For 2. Find center on this last one. 10 pulses of your chest up towards your thighs. Connect all of the dots. Slide your tailbone down a little heavier, knees over hips for 4. Head heavier in hands for 3. Last 2. Lay your head down on 1. Pull those knees into your chest. Open them wide and just breathe. Give your hips a little sway. Maybe take a few thigh circles if that feels juicy. You're going to extend those legs nice and long. Reach those arms straight back overhead. Take a little reach through fingertips and toes. A little wiggle of the butt. Arms are going to reach up towards the sky, shoulders nice and square. You're going to lengthen the hands forward, nod and curl yourself all the way up and over those toes. Bring your hands to the bottoms of your feet. Press your toes into your palms. If you don't have that ability or that reach, just pedal out the legs with your hands touching your shins. Giving it all just a little sway side to side. You're going to gently flip onto all 4s. So make sure that transition is smooth. You want to make sure every portion of your movement matters, right? So how you get up out of a chair or off the floor matters. Start to take a little cat-cow because it feels nice and because your abs need it. Get juicy with it. Move your hips left to right, up and down. Take this moment to bring your brain back to your bod. Try and just feel the sensation. Appreciate the sensation. Connect to your breath and drop any tension you might have gained. Good. You're going to find this nice neutral space. Tailbone is lengthening, back hands are beneath shoulders. If you need to pad your knees, take a pad up or double up your mat. From here, you're going to step your left foot back. Plant the toes, push from the hands, get a little calf stretch here. Good. On your next breath, you're going to lift that left leg up in space. Take your right fingertips to touch that left hip bone if you have that balance for a moment. Press your left hip bone down towards the mat. And then send your right arm long by your ear. Okay, we do this position all the time. It is one of the main components of finding balance once we come up onto our feet, right? So can you think about your right inner thigh pressing to the left side of the room? Can you squeeze your left butt cheek a little bit more? Push the left palm a little heavier. And then lengthen out through the crown of the head, trying to feel that long line out through the tailbone, out through the crown of the head. Take a breath in. You're going to keep that left leg lifted. Place your right hand straight down in front of you, a little bit at a diagonal. You are going to bend both elbows as you tip your chest forward. Let that left leg lift a little bit. Right forearm can be fully down. Left elbow is nice and narrow to your ribs. Push into both palms to straighten back up. Hover your right arm up by your ear. We do that 5 more times. Right hand lowers, feel your handprint down, all 10 fingers point forward. Bend both elbows either all the way to the mat or halfway and squeeze your left butt cheek, lift that leg a little higher. Push into both palms, float your right arm up. Breathe. Last 4. There is no rush. I don't care if your elbows bend 1 inch or all the way to the mat. The more weight you put forward, the harder the challenge is for your arm. Notice if you're letting your left leg slack, can you tighten up the reach out through that heel, the squeeze of the underbutt? Is your belly trying to hang down like a hammock towards the mat? If so, pull those front tree ribs together. Remember, your abs are still an important aspect of this move. Whew, last 2. This is a hard one today. Good, you can always have the left toes staying planted down for a little more support. Final one like this. Good. You're going to listen to my words because this transition gets a little funky. You're going to hold the arm and leg lifted, just 10 slow pulses up. Not the funky part, but that final little burn. For 5. Make corrections to your form. Last 3. Notice if your low back is doing too much work. This is 2. Last one, you're going to bend that left knee, heels up towards the sky. You're going to take your right hand and reach for those toes. So your right hand is now holding your left foot. You're going to pull that left ankle towards the back of your right knee. Sweep that left knee underneath your left armpit. Sit yourself down. You're now cross-legged. I mapped that out wrong because I was supposed to end up facing you, but here we are. So once you find yourself cross-legged, even if it wasn't a smooth transition, you tried. Right hand comes to the mat or right forearm. Left arm is going to reach up and over. Take a breath. Inhale in. Heavy exhale out. You can make a couple arm circles with that left arm if it feels nice. Rotate your ribs a little bit. Good. We go straight to that other side. Hands find themselves down. Knees beneath your hips. Take a couple cat-cows, a couple shoulder rolls. Let everything soften. Maybe even make a few funny faces. Let your jaw relax. And then find yourself with both hands under your shoulders, abs lifted in and up, knees beneath the hips. Step your right foot back, flex the heel, give yourself a little calf stretch. Find that full length through the back of the right leg. And then slide that right leg up that invisible wall. Feel your right butt cheek fire. Square your right hip to the floor. And then send that left arm forward. Breathe for a second, find your balance. Notice if this side feels easier or more challenging. Can you press down through the right pinky side of your palm, wrap your bicep forward, lift your gaze. You're going to lower your left palm down a couple inches in front of you so it's at a diagonal on the floor. You're going to bend both elbows, tip your chest forward, lift that right leg up. Right tricep is working a little bit harder than the left, but hips are still square to the floor. Push up through both palms as the arms straighten, left arm reaches high. Try to take momentum out of the picture, left arm lowers. Bend both elbows. Squeeze your right butt cheek, keep your right hip bone facing the floor, more weight in the right palm. Push yourself back up, left arm rises. We just go for 4, nice and slow. Good, notice if you're leaning to the left, see if every time you arrive, you can square your hips a little more, feel that right oblique support you. Right toes can always stay down if that feels a little bit better for you. Can you glue your right elbow in towards your waist as you bend instead of letting it widen? Last 2. Whew. Good. Notice the back of your neck. Find a little more length there. Last one like this. Good. You're going to hold yourself down. I lied. We're taking one more. Once you find yourself down in that elbow bend, breathe. 10 little pulses up of that right leg. Good. And I lied to you again. You're pushing right back up, left arm forward, right leg back. Now the arm and leg are pulsing up. Pull your ribs in, square your hips to the floor. My brain. Last 6, 5, 4. Try not to bounce as you find this pulse. 3, 2. Last one. Hold. Bend the knee. Flex your right heel. Sweep your left hand to grab your right toes. Even if they don't grab, just find that bend. You're going to pull that right knee in towards your chest. Think backwards, figure 4. Ankle finds the back of your knee. Set yourself down on your right hip. Find your legs crossed. Take a second here. Left hand is going to find the mat. Right arm up and over. Good. Deep breath in. Soften your shoulders. If you want to take those little lassos, those circles, take them. Bring your brain back to your movement. I got exciting news 5 minutes before this class started, so I'm a little frazzled. Whew, but I'm here with you guys, or at least I'm sweating with you. One more circle. Good. From here, you're gonna go ahead and find yourself at the edge of your mat, however you gotta get there. Create yourself into a forward fold. So feet are just beneath your hips, head is nice and heavy, arms can hang down towards the floor. Give your butt a little wiggle. Notice if you're naturally already a little bit closer towards the mat. Bend those knees as much as you need. Let the tension fall away from your neck, from your ears, from your face. Bend both knees, push into the heels, slowly restack that spine bone by bone by bone. Give yourself a juicy shoulder roll at the top. Take your left foot, step it as far forward as you can. You're in this little front split. Adjust your feet if you need. Not every first step is going to land you right where you want it to land you. Perfect. Back heel is lifted. Good. Take a breath in. You're going to bend your left knee. Find yourself in a lunge. Again, adjust anything you need to adjust. You want to have that left knee over the ankle, left butt cheek back. Hold for a breath. You just did this on all fours. So breathe into this shape. Push into your left heel. Find yourself in that front split again. We'll add the arms to the mat in a moment, but for now, just work on that bend and straighten of your left leg. You could stay here the entire time, trying to work through the back of the left leg. Work on your balance. Work on the shift of the hip socket around the top of the thigh bone. Especially on my left side. Truly, I should be staying here the entire time. But I'll progress with you guys. So the next time you bend that left knee, tip your chest forward, hold. Take your hands down to the mat. Just lift your right leg straight up in line with your butt cheek. Pause. Make sure that your hips are square to the floor. Right leg is reaching straight out behind you. You're going to lower that straight leg down. Sink into your lunge. Hands come by your side as you push yourself straight up to a stand. Good. Progressing up from doing it on all fours, hips lower. Hands touch the floor. Right leg slides straight up. Right leg slides straight down. Push your chest up. We're going to add on pretty quickly. Left knee bends. Tip the chest forward. Maybe just your right fingertips touch the floor as your left arm reaches up by your ear. So now left arm and right leg are long. Lower those limbs. Push yourself to stand. 2 more and we stay down there. Bend the left knee. Tip your chest forward. Maybe just the right fingertips. Left arm, right leg lift. They lower, you push yourself to stand. Good, we're going for one last one. Maybe no hands touch the floor as you tip your chest forward. Maybe both arms reach up by your ears, right leg reaches up in line with your butt cheek. Woo, step that right foot down. Push yourself to stand. Last variation, we stay in that forward bend. Hands can both be down or one hand or no hands. You find it and hold. 10 pulses of that right leg up. Right leg. For 5, 4, 3, 2. On this last one, bring your hands down to the mat. Step your right foot down. Step your left foot back. Find your high plank position. Hold and breathe. Tip your chest forward. Breathe for 5, for 4. Last 3. We pike it up to downward dog in 2. Last one. Hips up towards the sky. Find your downward dog. Pedal out the legs if you need it. Take a rotation of your ribs. Listen to your body. Woo. Hands are gonna walk to your feet. Find that forward fold. We gotta bust out that right leg, y'all. Slowly bend both knees. Restack your spine. Give it all a little shake. Whew. Left butt cheek is still mad, but that's okay. We're going for the right leg. So Birdie's mad. She's sitting right behind the camera like, what are you doing? Step that right foot forward. Square your hips forward. Left heel is lifted. Make sure you aren't clenching those right toes. You're simply going to bend your right knee, tip your chest forward. Take a breath, push into your right heel, stand tall. Make any adjustments you need now. Notice if your pelvis is rotated. Good. Again, you can always stay here, focusing on that bend and extend of the knee, focusing on that deep hip crease. I tend to shorten my right side a little bit as I tip forward, so I just have my right thumb in that hip crease, kind of guiding my butt cheek back. Hands are there for a purpose, you know? Use them. Good. Relaxing the shoulders, we add the arms into the mix. You bend that right knee, you tip your chest forward. Fingertips touch the floor, left leg lifts. Breathe, hips are square, abs are still very much so engaged. Step that left foot down, push yourself to stand. Find your balance on this side. Bend that right knee, tip your chest forward. Fingertips lightly touch the floor, left leg slides up. Left foot lengthens back, you're in your deep lunge, push yourself to stand. Remember all of the coordination of doing this on all fours, same idea here. The next time you tip that chest forward, maybe just your left fingertips find the floor, right arm lengthens, left leg lengthens. Bring those limbs down, push yourself to stand. Good, you're going for 2 more just like that. Bend that right knee. Maybe just the left fingertips, right arm reaches. Step it down. With control, sink back, drive through your right heel to lift. Good, on this next one, maybe both hands lengthen up by your head. Breathe. Step the foot down, sink into that lunge, stand tall. The next time we tip it forward, we hold. Use whatever you need to use, bend that right knee. Lift that left leg. Arms are either forward, both down, one down, whatever you need. 10 slow pulses of that left leg up. Relax your shoulders. Ooh, square those hips. This is 5, 4, 3, 2. Stay here on one. Hands find the mat. Left foot steps down, right foot steps back. You're in your high plank. We go for a little side to side just to burn it out on this last little bit. You're going to bend your elbows, find your push-up. Find your arms straight. Shift the heels to the right. Left arm spins to the sky. Hold and breathe. If you want to add a balance challenge, left leg lifts. Everything is done with control. You lower the left leg first. Rotate to the floor. Elbows bend, push up. Good. Spin open to the right. Right arm to the sky. Hold. Maybe your right leg lifts. Hold. Breathe. Make the connection to the side body. Lower your right leg. Twist to the floor. One more either side. Don't forget your push-up in between. Even if that means a 1-inch elbow bend. Even if that means your knees find the floor. Try not to skip it unless you have to. Whew. One more, friends. Heels to the left. Right arm to the sky. Maybe that right leg hover. Find control. Find breath. Find both hands to the floor. Just hold your plank. Best plank you've gotten. Remember the first plank you did in class. Try and make little corrections off of that for 3. Last 2. Amazing. Last one. Set your knees down, untuck your toes. Take your child's pose. Shift your hips a little left and right. Good. Roll forward. Find yourself on your butt. We might have gone over butt. One last little bit here as you find yourself on your tush. Find your ribs sinking back over your pelvis. Bring your head back in line with your spine a little bit. Take a nice big inhale here. Notice if your shoulders are hiked up, just let them drop. Make a simple connection to your breath. And then ever so slowly, a head circle in either direction, however works for your bod right now. If you feel a place that's super sticky, just pause in it. Try and soften and continue. One in either direction, just reverse when you feel ready. Amazing. Restack your head on top of your spine. Interlace those fingers. Push your palms to the sky. Hike the shoulders to the ears. My favorite always and forever, separate the hands, reach as wide as you can, and then slowly let the arms arrive by your sides. That was a class, y'all. Core and balance. A few things, if you're still on, thank you so much for coming. If you could donate either to my Venmo, Samantha-Miles, or directly to AAPI, this class as well as Jane's class on Saturday at 11 a.m. will be donation based. So all of the proceeds as well will be donated. And also our GoFundMe is still active. The exciting news was about our space. I'll keep it at that, but still working on the GoFundMe if you guys can share the link, anything at all. And I hope you guys have a great rest of the night if I don't see you later this week. Bye.